Welcome into Big Z Sports Two-A-Days, presented by Harrison Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts store here in Sugar Creek. We are in the Hill in Sugar Creek for the Garaway Pirates. Joe Geckler, Travis McClellan, and we're going to talk about the Garaway Pirates today. Travis, they come off of a great season last year. They fell to South Range in the regional semifinals, 15-12, and that game was probably closer than even that 3 points, but we'll get into that in a little bit. They were 12-1 overall, 5-0 in the IVC. They return a lot of talent from last year's team. This defense is where it's at here on the Hill.
Joe, I think this defense could be historic here up on the hill. You talk about what they're returning. They got almost a whole defense intact that only gave up 6.8 points a game. They are losing Sam Page at linebacker. They are losing J.D. Young at the defensive end spot. But you know what? The other 9 guys are back. This defense flew around. You only give up 6.8 points a game, you win football games.
You talk about the defense, of course, J.T. Wallach. You have the Roden twins in the back half. You get Mason Elliott back at safety. You get a lot of talent coming back. You mentioned Sam Page, one of the key missing guys on this defense at middle linebacker. He's here to coach the linebackers now at Garaway, is Sam Page. So it's going to be fun to watch this defense. They shut some really good teams down last year, and I have a feeling they're going to do that again this year.
Yeah, you know, defense wins championships. Defense wins football games, and they play really good defense. Head coach Jason Wallach comes from a defensive background, and this defense was fun to watch last year, but the expectation just rose a couple notches, Joe. They're expected to pitch shutouts this year, and I think they have the talent to do it.
Here on the Hill in Sugar Creek, the Garaway Pirates have always been known for the last, 10, 12 years about slinging the ball around, 5 wide receivers, throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball. Well, the last couple of years, they've started to run the ball really well. Ethan Miller, the running back, does a lot of good things for them. Number 2, Logan Yoder at quarterback. Of course, last year they ran the ball for 207 yards a game, 43 touchdowns. They threw it for only 150, 17 more touchdowns. They did have the 9 interceptions throwing the football around last year, but the offense still very powerful.
Yeah, very powerful. Ethan Miller can take it to the house at any touch there, and then that's kind of what they did last year is they would gash you with big plays. And, you know, Logan Yoder spinning it back there. He'll run a little bit. He'll keep you in plays with his scrambling ability, be able to throw the ball downfield. And you have athletes and speed to burn on the outside, do the Pirates. And, you know, you look at the Roden twins. You look at a couple other receivers. They got a tall guy in Gabe Amicone and a couple speedsters out there. Jensen Garber, I believe, is back. So they have a wealth of riches there offensively for Jason Wallach's crew.
Absolutely. The offense is going to do a lot of good things, I think, here on the Hill this year. For the Garaway Pirates. Of course, their schedule. Let's talk a little bit about their schedule. We'll talk with Coach Jason Wallach here in just a little bit. But their schedule, they open at Bel Air. We'll be doing that game on a Saturday, August 20th, down at Bel Air, the home of Joey Garaway. We were down there a few years ago. The grass was literally up to my knees on the field. They're going to keep it long to keep the speed down for the Garaway Pirates.
That was a whale of a game, if you remember. I believe it was in 19, and it was like a 14-13 barn burner down there. And we're going down again and kind of reliving that, but you know, nice place to play, a little old nostalgic type area, like you said, home of Joey Garaway. You can stand on the 50 and look at his house, but that was a war down there in 19, and the Pirates are going down there and looking to come out on top again, that long trip down south.
So they start on the road at Bel Air on that Saturday, and they come back with 4 straight home games, Travis. They got Waynedale here, Dalton, Carrollton's the big game week 4, and then Strasburg, the crossover game, who they did not play in 21. They didn't play Carrollton either, but let's look at the Carrollton game week 4. Going to be a physical matchup. You got Chase Olstrom coming in from the Warriors. It's going to be a fun game. We'll be here. Big Z Sports will have that game for you on our live stream and, of course, on 99.9 WTUZ.
That's one of those games, the Carrollton game here on the Hill. One, you're in the friendly confines. They come home for 4 straight. Yes, you go on the road, but you come home for 4 straight, and you get kind of in your groove. In that early season when all your adjustments, your games are at home. And, of course, the Carrollton game, to be specific, we're looking for that. That's strength on strength. Sure. You know, Olstrom's going to get the ball about 40, 50 times a game, and they're going to run against that vaunted run defense. J.T. Wallach, the Rodens, and you know, Wyatt Wallach playing linebacker. It's going to be strength on strength. That's going to be a fun one to call. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. The back half of the back half of the schedule, they get into the IVC South at Claymont. Indian Valley here on the Hill will be here for that game as well. At Tusky Valley, at Sandy Valley, and then home for Ridgewood in week number 10. The battle on the Hill for the IVC IVC supremacy, so to speak.
Yeah, and what you talked about the back half, and that's going to prepare you for the playoffs. And, there's some good teams in the IVC, but what you just ran through on the back half is the who's who of the IVC South. There's some tough games going down the stretch there for the Pirates, and they're going to make another deep run into the playoffs. 10-0 in the regular season last year, got deep, went in the regional semis there and dropped a close one, and they're looking for revenge.
If you look at their schedule, the 10 games, 6 of the teams were in the playoffs last year, including the first 4 on the schedule this year for the Garaway Pirates. Also, the last 2 on their schedule, Sandy Valley and Ridgewood, were in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, Joe, I think it'll be interesting to see what Coach Wallach says of that. We talked about the schedule real deep. We talked about the playoff run. Here's what Coach Wallach knows. He has a lot of returning players. He knows what his roster is. He knows what he's going to get. He's really replacing Sam Page, J.D. Young, and Braden Adams on the offensive line. Every other position is basically solid. He's going to know what to do. It'll be an interesting take how they deal with those high expectations and the playoff run here with the Pirates.
It's now time to welcome in Garaway head football coach Jason Wallach to our two-a-day segment, brought to you by Harrison Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts store here in Sugar Creek. Coach, year 22. You said to me on the field that only means one thing: you're getting older. But it also means a lot of things. You have a lot of wins here to continue coaching. 151-70 in your 22 years. What does it mean to be back out here August 1st, going at it again for two-a-days?
We're really excited, but it's what like you said, it's what I've done for the last 22 years and 24 total out here, and no better place to be come August 1st.
Coach, let's go back to last season. Let's talk about that just a little bbit. You finished the season 12-1, 5-0 in the IVC. You fell to South Range in the regional semifinals, 15-12, in a game that was probably closer than that score indicated, even of 3 points. But you had a lot of talent on that team. You only lost a little bit of that talent. Coming back this year, you have essentially everybody back. You're missing maybe 4 guys off of that team. Talk about that team last year and what those seniors meant to this program.
Yeah, it was a really good run for us. Anytime you go 10-0, you got to have things, go your way here and there. And we were fortunate enough for that to happen. And, we get a couple playoff wins under our belt, but then, we still didn't get over that hump. This senior class has been to the Sweet 16 3 years in a row, and we've been knocking on the door. Like you said, it was close last year. That obviously sticks in the back of our minds a little bit. Leaves that sour taste that you want in the off season, and these guys are determined and focused and ready to go for this year. But yeah, last year was a great run. Like you said, we released 4 quality starters. Andon Keller and Braden Adams, J.D. Young and Sam Page. We only lost 6 total seniors off that team last year. But it's a whole new year. We got new opponents. It's a new season. The goal is to stay the same. We still want to make it to Canton. We were close last year, knocking on the door, but we've got room for improvement.
You talked about getting over that hump. You mentioned these seniors have been to the Sweet 16 3 years in a row. What's it going to take for these guys to get over that hump, past the Sweet 16 into the Elite 8 and hopefully into the state semifinals and on?
Well, it all started back in December, and we had really good off season, really good winter workouts. We've really stayed focused. We had some construction and stuff around here we had to work around in the spring, so set us back a little bit. But it's going to take some luck. We're going to get everybody's best game. We know that. We got the big target on our chest this year. But we got like I said, we got a great group of leaders that are relentless. Our practices have been great. Our attitudes have been great. Been focused. So. It's going to continue to take hard work, a little bit of luck, and staying healthy. It's a huge key for us as well. We feel we have some pretty good depth where we can platoon a lot of guys. We'll probably platoon 10, if not all 11 guys. And but you're always one injury away. At a small school like this. So, like I said, luck, stay healthy, and a lot of hard work and determination.
You said it just a couple sentences ago, and I noticed on the back of the shirts, relentless. Is that the slogan for the team this year?
It is. We got to be relentless in everything we do. We got to expect more of ourselves than anybody can expect of us. So, that's been our theme. It's been our focus this year. Whether it's practice, whether it's going out and doing community service, whether it's games or school or whatever it may be, be relentless, be extraordinary. be extraordinary. The ordinary teams make it to the Sweet 16, and that's not where we're happy being.
Coach, let's talk about the 2022 schedule for the Garaway Pirates. You start off down on the river, down at Bel Air. You were down there a couple of years ago. You come back home for 4 straight. But let's talk about that first one on the road on a Saturday afternoon, noon game, noon kickoff at Bel Air. They were 10-2. They were a playoff team last year. Did not play them in 21. What's your thoughts on your first half of your schedule?
They're very. They're going to be a very physical, aggressive Bel Air football team. That's who Bel Air is. And like you said, we got to go down there on a Saturday afternoon. Fortunately, it's week 1 for us, so we're not into the routine yet of playing on Friday nights. So I think that's a big key. You know what? And it's a college-type atmosphere and a college-type day. I mean, you're going out, you're playing at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and so we know we're going to get their best. They've got some really good kids back. They got a really nice tailback that that we're going to have to be prepared for right away. Sure. And then, like you said, I think we come back home for 4 straight. And, Carrollton's in there, that obviously a very good football team. Dalton's a very good football team. I think they were Sweet 16 or maybe even Elite 8 last year. I mean, we had a battle up there with them last year. So they're going to be very good. Waynedale's got the new coach. And then Strasburg, I think, is week 5. So, we're really looking forward to the beginning of our schedule. I think we'll be tested early in Bel Air. Dalton, Carrollton. I mean, that's 3 perennial playoff teams right there.
Big Z Sports will be live for week number 1 at Bel Air and week number 4 here on the hill in Sugar Creek for the Carrollton Warriors. But if you look back at the second half of your schedule, at Claymont, Indian Valley, at Tusky Valley, at Sandy Valley, and then Ridgewood on the hill week 10. Back half of the schedule, always tough with the IVC South.
Yeah, it's a very good conference. We talk about that every year. And Indian Valley's a solid perennial playoff team. Ridgewood, Claymont's been improved. Tusky Valley, Sandy Valley, you're going to get from them. And, like I said, I think our first 4 games will really prepare us for that back half, when we get into our league play. Sure. So, fortunately, we've got 6 games here, which we really like. Sure. And, we've really come acclimated to the turf. And it's hard to believe that a few years ago we didn't play any games on turf, and now this year we play all but 2 on turf. So, in week 1 in Bel Air and then up at Tusky Valley. So, it's a tough schedule, but, if we want to get past that.
If you want to get over that hump, Coach.
Get over that hump, yep. You want to knock down that door, then, we've got to prepare ourselves for it.
Let's talk about your offense a little bit. The talk around Garaway, around the area is Garaway's defense. But let's talk about your offense first and talk about your quarterback. Your signal caller number 2, Logan Yoder, second year as a starter. Did some nice things last year. Had some crazy starts sometimes. There was a couple games, I believe, he started off with 2 interceptions before he really got rolling and struggled a little bit in some games. What's Logan's mentality been like coming into this season?
Well, all of our kids have had a great mentality coming in. They're really excited about the season, and they should be. I mean, when you look back at how many guys we have returning on both sides of the ball, you should be excited. But, yeah, Logan's been there. He's got a full year under his belt now. He returned some really good receivers, off that last year's team, and a really good tailback in Ethan Miller. And, his attitude's been good. He understands and knows what we expect of him, and he's kind of taken that role and run with it. So.
When I was out here a couple weeks ago for a 7-on-7, I heard that you mentioned him a minute ago. I heard you have a moose in the backfield now. Ethan Miller, obviously he was a moose last year. 208 carries, 1,433 yards, 24 touchdowns. He was a finalist for Big Z Sports Player of the Year last year. Does a lot of good things for you at that running back position that generally you guys are flipping the ball around here and spinning it around and throwing it. But, man, your run game has really done good things with Ethan back there toting the ball.
Yeah, he's done a really nice job for us, he's a hard worker. He's one of the hardest workers on the team. He's always the first one in the weight room. There's not a day that he misses, he's a special kid. And, I'd be a big fool if we just stayed out here in 5 wide and tried to throw the ball around when you got a kid like him, that you can hand the ball off to. And he's done a great job. We're really excited about him and the guys up front. And, Ethan's a special kid, special player, and we like to use him as much as we can. Got to keep him healthy, and I think we've got some other compliments back there that are going to help him out this year. And he may not carry the ball as many times as he'd like at the beginning of the year, but like I said, we want to keep him fresh, and hopefully that get them ready for a long playoff run, hopefully.
Absolutely, Coach. Also, wide receiver-wise, you guys look pretty deep at wide receiver this year. You got some young kids coming up making some good plays, making some big plays during practice and off-season workouts. But, of course, you have the Rodens back there. You have Jensen Garber coming back, Gabe Amacone, some other young kids coming up and going to be a very powerful offense.
Well, we hope so. We played really well defensively last year, and like I said at the beginning, I feel we're really deep at the skill position. We may have guys that started for us last year on offense that may not play this year, or know their role in playing, specific situations in certain situations, certain personnel groups. So, and they've accepted that role. We got a couple of young guys that we think can be really good. And, they're going to get an opportunity here at the beginning of the year to showcase their skills and see if they can play. And if they can, it's only going to make our team better. So, yeah, we're excited about those guys as well.
And finally, Coach, defense a little bit. We all know it starts up front with the Garaway Pirates. Great defensive line, their linebackers. But that really helps your back half with your with the Roden twins back there in the back. You get Mason Elliott back at safety. You get some other kids back defensively. You got some holes to fill with Sam Page missing, but I think that'll all come to fruition for you guys. But talk about your defense a little bit and what you expect from them.
Well, I expect them to give 100% on every play and play each and every play like it's their last play. It's our mentality. It's our theme defensively. Fly around, make plays, give us somewhere to stand. Don't give up the big play. And Sam is going to be a big shoes to fill from the linebacker position. J.D. Young played quite a bit for us last year defensively. Braden Adams played quite a bit for us as well. But we feel very confident in our secondary. We've got 4 starters back there that have started for at least 3 years, and in the twins and Ty Winters. Like you said, you got Mason back. So again, if we can stay healthy, we really like our secondary. We really like up front, getting pressure on quarterbacks and those types of things that you said that's going to help that back half out. So, then we move Wyatt inside to hopefully replace Sam, and so he's playing a new position. He's not new to our defense, but he's playing a new position, sure. And then we'll see who can replace Wyatt. And you got Peyton Keller back on the outside from last year, and Wyatt Hirschberg in the middle, and Dominic Owens and JT on at the end. So, and then hopefully Jace can fill in, possibly an outside backer. If not, we've got other kids that we know can play there that are playing offense. But again, if we can platoon as many kids as we can, we feel we're a better football team.
Of course, you got that spark plug, the firecracker in Caleb Miller back there at linebacker as well to lay the lumber. The smallest kid I've ever seen, and I think he hits he hits as hard as anybody I've ever seen, and he's about $140.
Yeah, pound for pound, he's probably the hardest hitting kid that I've coached here. Honestly, in the 20. I mean, we've had some really good linebackers. Caleb's a really good linebacker, but he's not very big. But the kid will fly around and don't hit you, and that's what we expect. So he's got a big leadership role to fill. Sam was a great leader, a vocal leader last year, and Caleb's done a great job this camp and so far here during practice. So we look forward to him too. Yeah, Caleb's a special kid also.
As always, Coach, thanks so much for the hospitality, allowing Big Z Sports to come out and cover your program, cover your team, talk to us, and just give us the insight of the Garaway Pirates. We appreciate you. We're looking forward to, I know, the 3 games in the regular season that we have, and, of course, the playoff run coming up. Fingers crossed for that for you. But, again, thanks for the hospitality for Big Z Sports and allow us to come to your facility each and every week and during the season.
Yep, appreciate it. I've told you before, everything you guys do for our kids and our community, so.
That's Jason Wallach, Garaway head football coach, joining us here on our two-a-day segment. Thanks to Harrison Auto Parts, your local Napa auto parts store here in Sugar Creek. I welcome back in Travis McClellan as we were joined by Garaway head football coach Jason Wallach to talk about the Pirates and his expectations this year. He's trying to get over the hump. He's had the senior class 3 straight Sweet 16 appearances for the Garaway Pirates, trying to get over that hump. What has to happen there?
Well, what you have to do, and this sounds odd, but you have to learn to win. And that programs are built from the foundation up. So the guys before you set the tone. So if you're a freshman, sophomore, even a junior on those teams that make it to the Sweet 16, you got to learn to win those football games. And when you learn to win, that's when the program goes to the next level. That's when you start playing for titles. But you have to learn to win. You have to get your nose bloodied and learn to win on the guys' backs that came before you.
And if you look at their schedule again, they start week 1 at Bel Air. Travis, you and I will be there for that one. It's going to be a fun one Saturday afternoon. We get it started early this year, folks. Typically, it's week 3, week 4 before we do play-by-play games. Guess what? We're doing 2 in week 1.
We're starting out hot.
We're going to be Thursday night. Saturday afternoon. It's going to be a long week 1, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Look forward to be in the booth with you again this year.
I can't wait.
And of course, we're going to have a newbie with us, a sideline guy, a Garaway guy with us, and RJ Jacobs going to be on the sidelines for us this year in our play-by-play games. You'll see RJ and hear from RJ during our games. But we start at week 1 at Bel Air with these Garaway Pirates. That's on Saturday, August 20th at noon. You'll see us again with Big Z Sports. Big thanks again to the Garaway Pirates and, of course, Harrison Auto Parts here in Sugar Creek for allowing us to do these 2-a-day segments with the Garaway Pirates. We'll talk to you again real soon. For Travis McClellan, I'm Joe Geckler. Talk to you later.